Hey there guys, welcome into Around the ICC European Edition with me, Kevin Egan. And on this week's show, we play stock up or stock down with our game's top managers. We see who'd win between a world best under 24 team versus an over 34 team. And which team is in need of a bigger rebuild as well, Real Madrid or Barcelona? We've got so much to get to, but let's kick off with the big one at Anfield. Liverpool needed to beat a rampant Manchester City side to have any realistic hope of retaining their title. But here's the reality. Liverpool look totally off this season, and while injuries to Van Dijk, Gomez and Matip have certainly played a part, we have to say they've fallen woefully short of late. Two huge mistakes by Alisson, coupled with a lacklustre attack that really did fail to break through, meant that Liverpool fell to a third straight home loss. That's a mind-blowing side now, from the dizzy heights of last season. As for Man City, that's 14 straight wins in all competitions, a record in the Premier League era. And to think they've produced all this without a recognisable striker up front. Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling were sensational, and Ilkay Gundogan may have done enough already to claim the Premier League Player of the Season. Elsewhere, Manchester United played their part in handing City the title as they conceded with a last play of the match against Everton. A 3-3 scoreline that means City have a 5-point lead over their neighbours and a match in hand. Last week I said that Serie A was a 5-horse race, but now I think we're down to 3. On Friday, Inter continued their phenomenal form with a 2-0 win in Florence against Fiorentina. Nico Barella, what a player, the best young talent in Italy, I'd say. On Saturday, Juve leaned on a guy that's not so young anymore. That's 36-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, who had a sublime strike with his left foot in the old ladies' 2-0 win against Roma. A real dagger to Roma's title hopes. And then there was table toppers AC Milan making a statement on Sunday, hammering Crotone 4-0 with braces for Zlatan and Rebic. So I say it's between the top 3 now of Milan, Inter and Juve. What a race it is over in Italy. It's also a 3-horse race in France, and we saw wins for the top 3 in Lille, Lyon and PSG. Lille, they continue to shine, and how good was it to see a brace for Canadian striker Jonathan David. He really is finding his form and home over in Lille. Lyon also had a brace for Memphis Depay, their main man. PSG started with Neymar on the bench, but they made light work of Marseille, a side in absolute disarray right now. La Classique going to the Parisians with goals from Mbappe and Icardi. In Spain, Real Madrid and Barcelona had a chance to gain a little ground on Atletico Madrid as Simeone's men played on Monday. Los Blancos returned to winning ways at Huesca, but it certainly wasn't easy for them, making hard work of the plucky minnows. In the end, it was Rafael Varane that was the headline act, scoring 1 and then 2, his second brace for Los Blancos. Barcelona then travelled to Betis on Sunday, where Ronald Koeman started Messi from the bench, and the magician had to come off it though and really change the game for Barcelona when they were trailing. He was absolutely brilliant. Less than 2 minutes after coming on, Messi scores a belter, then sets up the second and plays a part in Trincao's winner. What a match at the Benito Villamarín. Quick stop in Germany, where I can tell you that Bayern Munich won again, once more hanging on, this time at Hertha, where, shock horror, Robert Lewandowski missed a penalty. Kingsley Coman, the match winner, and Leipzig, Wolfsburg, Frankfurt and Leverkusen all won. So it really is now a blistering race for the Champions League places. This week's ICC memories. I want something better between Manchester City and Liverpool. So we're going back to 2018 at MetLife Stadium. The Premier League's best clashed in an ICC evening, and it was Jurgen Klopp's men that left with a smile. Goals from Salah and Mane, a night to remember. Time to play a little stock up, stock down with the best managers in our game. Stock up right now, on the up is certainly Diego Simeone, his Atletico Madrid side, a machine this season at the top of La Liga. Stefano Pioli, we've got the youth movement and the winning mentality of Zlatan at AC Milan. Pioli may be in demand. And also I'm going to include Ole Gunnar Solskjaer here. Why, you say? Well, they're second in the Premier League, a side that many people didn't think would be there. Now, they're certainly not good enough to challenge Manchester City yet, but I think their performances are far beyond what many people expected from him. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the up, slightly. How about on the down? Jose Mourinho. I'm sorry, but your football is completely outdated, it's boring, and you're totally reliant on Harry Kane and Son producing magic. Zinedine Zidane. Where do I start with Zinedine Zidane? When you lose to the likes of Cadiz and Alaves and Levante at home, you need to start asking questions. And I don't think there's a spark with Real Madrid anymore, and I don't think he's been able to answer the questions when Real Madrid are really challenged in games. And finally, Jurgen Klopp, you've got to be there. The fall off this season is absolutely staggering for the Premier League champions. Now, I still love Jurgen Klopp. I think he's a brilliant manager, one of the best in the game. But his stock right now is down, with Liverpool languishing in 4th place. Who needs a bigger rebuild, Real Madrid or Barcelona? The Clásico rivals, the top two over in Spain, how they've fallen in recent years. For 4 straight seasons, Barcelona and Real Madrid were the winners of not only La Liga, but also the Champions League, with the famed MSN and the BBC dominating. But this season, it's looking likely that they'll win neither, both in desperate need of a rebuild. But is there one that's bigger than the other right now? Barcelona are a shambles off the pitch. They've lost their identity in recent years. They've seen their disgraced president, Josep Bartomeu, leave. They've had their greatest player of all time say he wants to leave the club, and their large amount of debt is well documented. But how about on the pitch for Barcelona? I believe things are starting to look up right now under Ronald Koeman, a man that understands Barcelona. Messi dependencia, yeah, it's still alive, it still exists, but in Dest, in Araujo, in Pedri, in De Jong, and Fati, and Trincao, I think the Blaugrana have young talent in abundance, and on the pitch, they've won 6 straight La Liga games with a smile too. There's a shift toward the future at Barcelona, a future that may be without Messi, but one that's suddenly looking a lot brighter than it did after their embarrassing Champions League exit to Bayern Munich. It's not perfect by any means, but you get the sense that if Laporta is reinstated as president, it'll really help restore their identity. As for Real Madrid, what is the Los Blancos' identity? I say it's top-class talent, Galactico talent if you like, with a never-say-die attitude. Now we've seen that from Sergio Ramos, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Karim Benzema, when they won 3 Champions Leagues on the bounce. We saw it at the end of last season as well. But these guys are old now, and I don't see a plan moving forward at all. Eden Hazard has been an expensive bust. Varane, Isco, Asensio, Vinicius, Rodrigo, they're all young enough, but I don't think there's a ruthless killer instinct in any of these guys. Certainly haven't seen it consistently, that's for sure. And Zinedine Zidane's men, they've suffered home losses this season to Levante, Athletic Club, Alaves, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Cadiz this season. Think about that for a second. There's an edge missing. And in terms of just the first team, I'm more concerned about the years ahead for Real Madrid than I am about Barcelona right now. What do you guys think? Alright, we're getting a little bit cheeky with our ICC 11s this week. We're going to have a match, and I want your take on which team you think will win. We're going the world's best under 24 team versus the world's best over 34 team. So here's the older team first, the old gents. Let's kick it off. In goal, Manuel Neuer. At right back, Jesus Navas. Centre back pairing from Spain, Gerard Piqué and Sergio Ramos. And at left back, I'm going Alexander Kolarov. In the midfield, centrally we've got Fernandinho protecting things. Ahead of him, Luka Modric and David Silva. Up front, I've got 3 main strikers here. Luis Suarez, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Cristiano Ronaldo, all scoring for fun this season. Now time for the under-24 team. In goal, Unai Simon. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Centre back pairing of Matthijs de Ligt alongside Ruben Dias. Left back is obviously Alphonso Davies. Centre midfield, I'm going with Weston McKennie. I want that bruiser who can also play as well alongside Frankie de Jong. Joao Felix will play in front of them. Now we go to my front 3. On the right, I've got Lautaro Martinez of Inter Milan, Erling Haaland of Borussia Dortmund, and Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain. An unbelievable under-24 team, but they're going up against the wily vets of the over-34s. Get your vote in. Who do you think would win? Guys, I love you, but I gotta go. That's all we have time for this week. For me, Kevin Egan, and our classy team, take care, and don't forget to check out internationalchampionscup.com. Until next week, all the best.